Cody announced the staff pick yesterday, and it was not the Cleveland Browns winning the game by 19 points, was it, Cody?
No, it wasn't. In fact, we're 9-13. Go with our pick.
Now, we're going to break down the game, but this is one of the reasons I tell people, be very careful when you gamble, because I know what half of America right now is yelling and screaming about. The two biggest plays of last night's game. Are you ready? Play number one. Now, wait a minute. That appears to be Jacoby Brissett taking a knee.
I'm not happy.
Play number two. Wait a minute. That's Jacoby Brissett taking a knee for a second time. Now, why, Gerald McCoy, would those two plays be the biggest plays of last night's game?
Was there...
I'm going to help you out.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you out.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, and this is why you have to be careful when you gamble. The over-under on his rushing yards was 12.5.
There was.
He was at 13.
Sure was.
Hey, listen.
He took a knee. He loses a yard.
Look at how it's like he knew. Look at how he's teasing, like he's like leaning forward, like he like
I wish he leaned forward.
Yeah. Please don't count that as -1. So anyway, he kneels down the last two plays of the game. He goes from 13 yards rushing to 11 yards rushing, and you lose your money. Be careful when you wager. I wanted to point that out because for a lot of you, those two plays were the most important plays of last night's game.
Can you imagine somebody watching that game and seeing that happen?
Yes.
Forget
Now,
the rest of the game.
To be
Just the
fair,
ending.
for every bad beat, which that was, there are people on the other side of it. Could you imagine having the under? And you're saying to yourself, come on!
Right.
13?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. 12? Wait a minute. Do it again. Wait a minute. Yes, sir. Anyway, you got to give the Cleveland Browns a lot of credit.
Absolutely.
That was their season last night. They lose that game last night. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
And not only did they win, they dominated the Cincinnati Bengals.
Man, listen, I did not see it coming. I picked the Bengals too.
Sure.
But I tell you this, let me just say this. Cincinnati needs to ask for a refund. They shored up the O-line, paid these guys all this money. They need to ask for a refund. Cause,
it's interesting.
like Joe Burrow, he has no time. But let me tell you something about what's going on with it. Something that's very unique.
Go ahead.
Joe Burrow is the third fastest at getting the ball out, but he's been sacked 29 times.
Well, all right, now, I'm glad you brought that up.
29 times.
I'm glad you brought that up. Sometimes the numbers lie, and we are doing you a terrible disservice by putting that up there in that manner. A lot of those sacks happened in the first few weeks of the season when he was the most pressured quarterback and the most sacked quarterback.
Did you watch last night?
I did watch last night.
We're going to throw early on in the season and then last night.
Yeah, last night stunk. Last night, I thought Myles Garrett was a running back.
Man.
He was in that backfield so much. I only bring it up because they did go through about a month where the offensive line did a really good job and did protect him. And they even made a point in the broadcast last night that it stunk early on because he didn't play at all in the preseason because he had the appendectomy. Then once he got weight back on and was back to being himself, the line also got better. They were terrible last night.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely terrible last night. Myles Garrett dominated them, which now brings up the question. That's a bad loss for Cincinnati, right? Baltimore kind of sitting there saying, whoo, we have a game lead over you now. Is that line good enough for the Bengals to make a run?
I don't know, man. They looked good for a while, and like you said, they had like a month of that. But I don't know. Does this break them? Does the Jamar Chase being out
certainly hurts? It hurts.
It hurts for sure. Like when you have a for sure target, but I mean, don't they have other weapons?
Listen, I heard a lot of smack talk about how great T. Higgins was.
All of these three receivers. Oh, we got three number ones.
Right. Yeah, now T. Higgins did have a touchdown last night, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
They didn't score until the fourth quarter. So Cincinnati to me is like the majority of teams in the NFL. Are they good enough to make the playoffs? Yeah, this year they might be. Are they a team that's going to win a Super Bowl? Not even close now. Joe Burrow last night was not great either, partially because he's under duress the entire game. But I got to give my man Joe Cool credit. Joe Cool made an in-game business decision.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, early in the game, he throws an interception. The ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage, and he's coming back like he's going to make a tackle. All right, and you may notice that Myles Garrett is coming after him. And now watch this again. If you guys can slow it down right there. He's coming in. Joe Burrow's going to be a football player there, Gerald. He's going to make a tackle. And then Myles Garrett comes in, and Burrow goes from, I'm going to make a tackle to, and no joke,
but look
he
at
runs
him.
away.
Look at how Myles Garrett speeds up. It's like he's running as fast as he ran all night to get Joe Burrow.
Because he's trying to sack him for the 11th time.
He's trying to get him. He's trying so hard, like, I have to get this block.
Joe Burrow's never run a 4.4 in his life.
Never.
Last night, he ran a 4.3.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just watch it again. He's going to make, by the way, to his credit, he's going to make a play. All right? And then here comes Myles Garrett.
It looks like he was doing enough to slow him down until his teammate showed up. Yeah.
And he caught one whiff of Myles Garrett, and he's like, I'm not going to make this tackle.
Yep, not doing it. Myles Garrett got a whole graveyard of quarterbacks. He's like, nope, not putting me in it.
That might be the single smartest football play Joe Burrow has ever made in his entire life. But he wasn't even the worst quarterback on the field yesterday. They tried to have wide receiver Amari Cooper throw a pass yesterday. This would be like if Cody and I had a chance to throw a ball in an NFL game. I'm just going to throw it to anybody. Oops, threw it to the wrong team. Interception. Now, to Amari's credit, he took ownership of how bad that pass was, and I believe that play is now out of the playbook. Look, that's called ownership. There's a lot of quarterbacks in the league who can learn from that guy. Aaron Rodgers, that's a guy saying it was an abomination.
Yep.
I wanted to throw it out of bounds. It's hard to throw it out of bounds. Zach Wilson! And that play will never be called ever again. Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.